Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we are going to be discussing Lingsha, and after getting to test her out, I'll be going over my full thoughts on her kit, synergies with other characters, and just overall value. Before we get into today's video, let me know one of your favorite video games. For today's recommendation, I have to go with Fire Emblem Three Houses. I absolutely loved that game. It is just so freaking good. Lastly, if you guys do enjoy videos like these, make sure to subscribe to win your next 50/50 and also hit the like button to support the video. Now, let's get straight into it. To begin, let's go over Lingsha's kit. Lingsha is a Fire Abundance character who is able to unleash follow-up attacks with Fuyuin, who I have mentioned this before, but has a very cute resemblance to Eevee from Pokemon in my opinion, and Fuyuin will be able to attack all enemies as well as dispel one debuff from all allies and heal the team. What's really cool about Fuyuin is that Fuyuin will have its own base speed of 90 as well as an action count, which if you use Lingsha's technique, this will start Fuyuin with an action count of 3. You may be wondering what the action count is. Essentially, this is the amount of times Fuyuin will be able to attack enemies before it disappears from the field, which you can replenish the action count by 3 if you use Lingsha's skill, up to a maximum action count of 5. You may be wondering if Lingsha is skill point negative as a result, and the answer is not exactly. An important thing to note regarding Lingsha is that Lingsha's Trace Sylvain Smoke, this will allow Lingsha to recover 10 additional energy when using her basic attack. As a result, this will allow Lingsha to take advantage of her basic attack more frequently in order to reach enough energy for her ultimate. While Lingsha's skill can attack all enemies as well as advance forward Fuyuin by 20%, you can still opt for frequent usage of her basic attack as you will be able to get a consistent 3-turn ultimate either way with an energy regen rope. This can help with concerns regarding skill point usage, and while you will still have to use her skill eventually to replenish Fuyuin depending on the length of a battle, after doing so, you can return to using basic attacks primarily. If your team is more on the skill point positive side of things, then using her skill a bit more often won't be too bad, as it'll allow Fuyuin to act more frequently, hit all enemies more frequently as well, which is very nice for working towards breaking fire weak enemies faster, replenishing Fuyuin's action count of course by using Lingsha's skill, and then you'll also be keeping the team super healthy with consistent healing and also cleansing from Fuyuin. I am personally a huge fan of Lingsha's Trace Sylvain Smoke because of her being able to get a 3-turn ultimate regardless if she's using her skill or her basic attack primarily. This helps quite a lot for skill point efficiency on a team. And another cool perk regarding Lingsha's follow-up is that the follow-up will happen even if Lingsha herself is inflicted with a crowd control debuff. For example, while I was testing her out on the Creator Experience server, she got dominated by Kafka, but Fuyuin was still able to attack all enemies and then also immediately cleansed Lingsha. This is very good for being able to ensure that even if Lingsha was inflicted with a crowd control debuff, Fuyuin will be able to not only heal the team and attack enemies like normal, but also cleanse Lingsha from the crowd control debuff she was inflicted with. And to go more in depth with Lingsha's follow-ups, as I mentioned before, they will have a speed of 90, and they will go up the action order the same way a character would. Whenever Lingsha's follow-up attacks do hit enemies, it'll be an AoE attack, and then an additional single attack that will prioritize hitting an enemy that has a toughness meter greater than 0, as well as being fire weak. On top of the initial AoE attack from Lingsha's follow-up attacks, the additional attack having that kind of priority on which enemy to target allows Lingsha's follow-up to be an excellent way to further reduce the toughness meters of enemies. Overall, Lingsha's follow-up attacks provide great utility for essentially any team, as you will be able to keep the team super healthy with her healing, as well as cleansing debuffs on allies with Fuyuin. As for Lingsha's ultimate, this is also incredibly useful. It will cost 110 energy, and not only will it improve the break damage of the team because of Befog, but you'll also be able to get massive healing from the combination of her ultimate and follow-up both being able to heal the team, and then on top of it, if enemies are weak to fire, this will immensely help with reducing their toughness meters. Which another cool perk of course with Lingsha's ultimate is that this will also advance forward Fuyuin by 100%. When using Lingsha's ultimate, I would recommend using it whenever you just had a follow-up attack happen, since now you can essentially attack 3 times in a row, as it'll go follow-up attack, ultimate, then into another follow-up attack. I would also recommend to consider using Lingsha's ultimate before her turn fully comes up, so that you can have her follow-up from her ultimate happen before she attacks again, in the case of, let's say you're intending to use her ultimate once it's her turn. This will be a great way to take advantage of her ultimate, unleash a follow-up attack before Lingsha's turn comes up, so that when you use her skill again, you can advance forward Fuyuin instead of wasting some of the action advance from her skill. Since if you use her ultimate on her turn and you already intended to use her skill, now you're essentially wasting that 20% action advance, since Fuyuin is already going to be advanced forward by 100% by using the ultimate. One more tip I would recommend when using Lingsha's ultimate is not to use it if your follow-up is about to attack all enemies, as this can result in you not taking advantage of essentially 2 follow-up attacks back to back, which will provide very nice healing for the team as well as reducing enemy toughness meters. Overall, Lingsha's ultimate has quite a lot of utility. When it comes to Lingsha's technique, she will immediately summon Fuyuin at the start of a fight with initial action count of 3, and she will inflict Befog on all enemies, lasting for 2 turns. As for Lingsha's last 2 traces that we haven't gone over just yet, when it comes to Lingsha's trace Ember's Echo, whenever Fuyuin is on the field and any ally takes damage or consumes HP, and that ally's current HP is now 60% or below, Lingsha will immediately launch a follow-up attack, and this will not consume an action count. As for how often this can be triggered, it can be triggered every 2 turns. This trace is very nice as an emergency heal as well as emergency cleanse, since the follow-up will be able to heal and cleanse the team. Plus, a nice synergy that exists is that whenever Firefly uses her skill, since she'll reduce her HP by 40%, it'll immediately trigger Lingsha's trace, and this can help with breaking enemies very fast into a fight because of Firefly's own breaking capabilities as well as Lingsha's kit being able to further contribute to breaking enemies with her follow-ups, ultimate, skills, and so on. As for Lingsha's final trace, Vermilion Waft, she will be able to increase her own attack or outgoing healing to 25/10% of her break effect, up to a maximum of 50/20% respectively. This essentially means that you can increase Lingsha's attack by up to 50% and outgoing healing up to 20% dependent on the break effect that she has. To maximize this trace, you'll want 200% break effect. For Lingsha's trace bonuses, she'll be getting 37.3% break effect, 18% HP, and 10% attack. To sum up Lingsha's kit, she will be able to improve the break damage of a team, inflict frequent follow-up attacks onto enemies, has the option to use more basic attacks or skills with her trace Sylvain Smoke, can heal and cleanse allies frequently, and also can heavily assist with reducing the toughness meters of fire-weak enemies, especially in AoE scenarios, due to her skill, ultimate, and follow-ups all being able to hit all enemies. In my personal opinion, I do feel like Lingsha offers a lot of versatility with her skill kit and can be used on numerous teams because of what she provides. For example, she of course can be used on a break team such as Firefly, Boothill, and so on, but you can also use her on follow-up teams, as she will be able to assist Feixiao with getting more Flying Aureus stacks, she can advance forward Numbi with her follow-ups, and she can be used on any general team comp because of the fact that she'll be able to provide adequate healing for any team, as well as cleansing, which makes her a valuable healer no matter the team. I would personally say she is alongside some of the best sustains in the game just because of how much utility her kit has. Plus, she can inflict nice amounts of damage herself with a super break build, and some have even shown off a crit build, performing very well in the current Memory of Chaos. So it's pretty cool to see an abundance character be able to power through enemies depending on the team and builds you use. I've even showcased main DPS Lingsha recently with the super break build, and it was pretty fun to mess around with. Now the question may be, after explaining the aspects of her kit and utility, is she worth pulling for? This highly depends on what you're looking for or are missing on your account. If you don't have many sustain options on your account, then I would say yes, she is worth pulling for. However, if you already have multiple sustains that you are currently using, and after watching this video don't really care for the utility that she can offer your teams, then the answer would be no. Some may be wondering how she compares to Gallagher. I would say she does have more utility than Gallagher, primarily due to her follow-ups, which are able to heal, cleanse, help towards reducing fire-weak enemy toughness meters, especially with how her follow-up prioritizes an enemy with the additional hit. Her follow-ups also work nicely on follow-up teams, as well as being able to heavily assist with the AoE side of things because of her attacks being able to hit all enemies outside of her basic attack. I will say though, this doesn't mean that Gallagher isn't a good sustain. He is still an amazing option to use, and Lingsha is also an amazing option as well. As for another tip I thought I'd mention, if you're lacking supports or DPS characters, then you may want to actually consider Robin or Feixiao before they leave. In my pulling recommendations video, I recommended Robin as a priority, as she is able to provide massive buffs for teams, advance forward all allies by 100% with her ultimate, and much more that makes her a very beneficial character to pick up on your account. If you already have Robin, then Feixiao would be a very good option as well, just because of how powerful of a follow-up DPS she is. If you're still unsure regarding pulling Lingsha, the last tip I would recommend is to wait until we have the 2.6 livestream to learn more about Rappa, as well as which reruns are actually coming in the next version, and to also see the drip marketing for the characters after 2.6 to see if any of them may potentially interest you more. If any of you guys have any tips for those in the comments, feel free to leave a comment down below with your suggestions. Just what would you guys suggest, I guess, if someone had on their account or didn't have, in regards to Lingsha or just saving for characters in general. I thought though in this video, I would go over my thoughts on Lingsha's kit, which I personally think her kit is pretty valuable because of all the utility she can provide team comps, and also pulling suggestions based on who you may already have or don't have. I hope you all did enjoy this video though, and if you did, make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and also let me know if you guys are pulling for Lingsha or if you guys are a bit unsure. And if you guys are planning to skip her, which character are you potentially waiting for or going for instead? Are you going for Rappa? Are you waiting maybe for a rerun like an Aventurian rerun, Acheron rerun, whatever it may be? I'd love to know in the comments down below, and I hope to see all of you next time. Peace.